I hope everybody's staying healthy at this time. These are tough times. Um, However, it's a great time to self-reflect, work on self-mastery, and as we move forward from this time, we will be better for this. Uh, it really is difficult not being on the field with you guys. You know, you guys bring me a lot of joy in my life. Um, but I'm always a direct coach, you know that. So I'm going to give you a very direct message right now. Uh, Everybody sees the challenges that we put up, the futsal challenge with Coach Tony Toral. It's like an icebreaker, trying to wake people up, saying that, hey, yeah, well, you could train at home. But the reality is that we got to do a little bit more than that. We got to be ready. If our season says, if our league says our season's going to start next month, we got to be ready for that. Okay, so hopefully it will start soon. We don't know. We simply just don't know, but we must be ready. A warrior is always prepared, and a Safa player is always prepared, and a more Catholic player is always prepared. And that's just the way we do business. That's the way you're taught. Um, so speaking to the players directly, I have my notes here. I want to make sure I hit on all my topics. It's a new way of communicating with you guys. This is strange for me, but a warrior must adapt. That's another lesson. Prepare and adapt to any situation. Um, I put here, I feel like this is a time to show everyone, yourself mostly, if you're a serious footballer, if you really are serious about your sport, if you really want to improve despite any obstacle. Lord knows some footballers out there have way more bigger obstacles than Corona. That's the truth. If you traveled, if you experienced life, if you've been to war-torn countries, if you've been to countries where there's famine, if you've been to villages that are dirt poor, you know this. There's just another obstacle for those people. But for many of us who live in the first world, here's a big obstacle. Here's your test. Are you a footballer? Are you going to put the work in? Do you put football first? Or do you sit on your butt all day on your phone, Xbox, whatever it is that you do, other than football? Of course, we want you to do your schoolwork, but you're not doing your schoolwork 24/7. You're a footballer, you got to put the time in. Simple. So the question is, what can you do when you're at home? You work on a lot of the technical a lot of the technical parts of the game. You work on the tactics, and I'll go through it. And you work on your speed, agility, and quickness. But let me say this: the mindset is everything. You have to make it in your mind to say that every day I will get 1% better. 1%. Every day, 1% better than you were yesterday. That's it. If you put that in your mindset, every time you do training, you're going to push yourself a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more to self mastery. You will never be perfect. You will never master anything in life. You will never. But that's not the point. It's the journey. It's the journey of continuous practice, continuous progression. That's what we do. We're human beings. We're not perfect. So don't try to be perfect. But uh, let's get as close as we can to perfect. Let's try. That's the human journey in all aspects. So the mindset has to be one of 1% better every day. The techniques, dribbling, passing, trapping, shooting, ball mastery, you can do all that at home. If you don't have cones, go find sneakers, do something. Put rocks, get around the cones, get around the rocks, speed dribbling, touching the ball constantly. All your ball mastery techniques that we constantly going over. Interval speeds, wall passing, find the wall, find the curb. I pass against the curb. I mean, my foot is still not right, you know that. But I'm still passing. I'm trying to build up my ligaments again. Shooting. If you're fortunate to have a net, go shoot at it. Even if it's small, just shoot. Most important thing is shoot. Um, and I put a question here that says, what if what if we were to master one aspect of what I just spoke about, whether it be dribbling, passing, trapping, shooting, ball mastery? How much more valuable would you be to your team if you could just focus on that one thing to master or try to master? It's an interesting question. As far as tactics go, it's tough. But if you have a sibling, if you have a dog, if you have a parent that's willing to get out there with you, 1v1 or 2v1, that's about it. Stay away from strangers. You know the rule. 6 feet. Wash your hands a lot. The IntelliGym is really good for the mind. You get on the PC, the computer, and laptop. You could work different scenarios, and you can make decisions in game-like situations on the computer. They're very virtual. I recommend that. Watching lots of video, lots of footage, going through go on YouTube and type in the old Barcelona, Madrid, or wherever, Man City, and always watch the first 10 minutes. 10 minutes are most important because that's when you're going to see the style. The first 10 minutes of the first half and the first 10 minutes of the second half is very important. Every chance I get to spend time with the Spaniards and learn from La Liga, they always say the same thing. When you're doing video analysis, look at the first 10 minutes. It's so important because then you'll see the most organization before the chaos and different things happen in the game. Remember, always 4 moments to the game. So try to pick out a team's offensive organization, defensive organization, transition from offense to defense, and defense to offense. 4 moments of the game. We've been going over that all winter. Please keep that in mind when you're watching games now. You're smarter footballers, okay? In regards to watching highlight clips, yeah, Messi is very entertaining, but you're not Messi. You're not Ronaldo. So save that as entertainment and try maybe to look at Xavi or Iniesta and see how they pass, see how they find space. And I think that would give you more insight, more perspective on those positions. But it doesn't have to be those two. It could be defenders, Piqué, Sergio Ramos, whoever. The fourth aspect of how you could train at home is speed, agility, and quickness. Coach Miguel has something going on. We'll post that. He's pushing that out. But the reality is, you have to work on that. That's something that if you know you have slow feet, then you gotta get a ladder or figure out the tiles on your floor and to work it and to work those aspects of the speed, agility, and the quickness to make your weakness a strength. And if you're really strong at something, then be even better at that. For the 8th graders, I suggest you really get the push-ups, get the core training, resistant training, whether it be bands or free weights. You guys gotta do something because in New York City, high school is extremely physical. If you can't hold yourself physically, you're not gonna survive. You're gonna be on the end of the bench. Those players are coming to more. We're a hard-nosed team. You know that. So anyone seeing us play, we play a hard-nosed game. So if you can't pull your weight, then you got to bring a pair of tweezers with you. Nice pair of tweezers. And at the end of the game, you got to take your little tweezers out, and you're going to have to pick the pines, the splinters from your rear end because you're going to be sitting a lot. It's just the truth. So if you're on the thin side, you know who you are. You better get big. Better get strong. Your legs better get bigger. Your calves better get bigger. You better be able to run harder, longer, and you better have arms that's gonna keep you from getting knocked off the ball. Simple. High school players, more players, Peters players, all the Safa kids. We have a lot of Safa kids playing for all different schools, Peters, C, Farrell, wherever. And I suggest consider this like the off season of college. College coach is going to give you homework to do. and it's up to you to do it. Okay, because college is not allowed, same as high school, touch it in the off season, but they expect you to be working. Now, if you want to get to that level, whether it be D1, D2, D3, community college, you want to play, you got to be prepared. You got to be college ready. So put that in your mind right now, all right, and really put the grind in. There are some days you don't want to do it, but if that's what you want in life, if you really want to give yourself a chance to play at the college level, then you got to put the work in. Simple as that, guys. Moving on to the coaches, you are the leaders. So you need to be sharp. You need to watch the podcast, the videos, study Kemet, call me up, text me. I just had a session with Tony Toral and the Ecuador coaches. We're always learning. Tony did a great job on it, and it's really at this time to take advantage of learning, of trying to learn the things that you wouldn't normally have time to do if we're in full swing of the season. So take advantage of that time. Stay sharp, and you're expected to keep yourself as sharp as the players are. Again, you're the leaders out there. If you're not sharp, don't expect the players to be sharp. You can't expect that from them. You lead by example. Simple as that. I'm working my butt off. Every day I'm working. Every day I'm trying to learn something. All day, every day, no days off. That's how I'm committed to the sport. I'm committed to my passion. I'm committed to my players. That's the least that I could do from my end. Coming up, we will be doing Zoom classes on a team level. We'll be hitting the team snaps and be utilizing that for players to check in to make sure that they did their work. That'll be coming in April. And I think one other point before I close is the ability to focus the mind. And I see this is an issue, and I don't know why, but I think it's more so than ever, is where players cannot stay focused for extended periods of time. And I think they have to really, I think, both coaches and players really got to work on this. It has to be trained. Just like you train dribbling or shooting, any technical part, you got to train the mind to focus for longer periods of time. The mind is an amazing tool, could take you anywhere without even moving from this house. So I remember watching a Pistol Pete movie going way back. Pistol Pete was one of the best basketball players to ever live. Unfortunately, his life had a lot of tragedy in it, and it didn't go his way all the time. But one lesson that I learned from him was when he was a little boy, he would sit in his bed, or lay in his bed, and he'd have the basketball. And every night, he'd touch the basketball. Constantly, muscle memory. And then, right before he closed his eyes, he would visualize that there was this little person, a little mini Pistol Pete. And as he's shooting over and over again, he never misses. Never misses. And he has a visualization of never missing. And I think that's so important to realize that to train the mind first is crucial in your execution of the physical action. There's been so many studies that people who have never touched a ball but have watched video of it, have trained it in their minds day in, day out. And all of a sudden they get a chance and they touch the ball, and it's like they've been touching the ball their whole life. There's many studies on that. I'll try to get that link for you guys. I believe they did it in a prison amongst prisoners. And they conducted a study, and they were amazed how these prisoners were able to play a sport that they never played before, just because they did mind training every single day, thinking about the sport. So the mind is very powerful, and our awareness is very powerful. The mind is a big space, and our awareness is like a light that roves from different parts of the brain. And we have parts of the brain for math, for reading, for social issues, for family, for all sorts of things. Our memories and our awareness is this ball. And as it rolls around and hits these aspects, it illuminates these parts of our brain. The question is, how long can we stay in this state of awareness? How long can we stay locked into that one part of that brain focusing our intention? And I think that's the most important thing, to be able to focus our awareness and to extend that awareness for longer periods of time. So this video is now 15 minutes, going on 60 minutes. How many people have drifted already for this? I know, I'm trying my best, but I think the content is really important. So to conclude, your coach is working hard. I'm telling you, I'm working hard, and I expect you to be working hard too. You're not going to outwork me. Don't even try. But I hope to see you all soon. I will try to get all these things moving with the Zoom classes, not Zumba, Zoom classes. Team Snap, we'll be utilizing that more. And please keep your physical distance, but stay connected. Keep football alive by living your passion. Keep the spirit of football alive by living the passion, by doing the work. Don't let your mind tell you otherwise. Don't be lazy. Get off your butt and work. If you know you're not putting in the work, now is the time to change that. And let's get back. Let's get the ball. Let's get the jump rope. Let's get the agility equipment. Let's use it. Okay? Do the push-ups. All right? In between classes that you're doing during the day, your classroom portals. All right? Get up, do your push-ups, do your core. Be hardcore. Força Safa. We talk soon.